Hello, Cancer. Hello, happy November, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. I want to relay a message I got as I was praying over your cards. I felt a real eagerness and a real enthusiasm to plan your next steps forward in career. And so if you are making a career transition, then what will enhance your excitability is to put it down on paper, make plans, or if you are planning some sort of project in your existing career, putting it down on paper, writing out a schedule, or writing out a goal is going to really elevate you to the next level in your professionalism. So perhaps that's going to come through in these cards, we'll see, but I got that message for you, so wanted to pass that along. Let's move first to your spiritual messages. Hold up. Spiritual messages for Cancer. We have Serena, and Serena says, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Ooh, I like it. Money, money, money. So this could be going along with the career message, career and money. Let's see. Serena goes on to say, God is the source of all of your good. Release all of your cares and worries to me, and I will bring them directly to God. The more that you surrender to this situation, the more that you surrender this situation to heaven, the more open you become. Your openness, like outstretched arms, welcomes the gifts that we bring you. When you worry, however, it closes you down. You know, Cancers do tend to worry a lot. And it's, it's necessary to worry and to think of the next steps ahead. And it says this worry closes you down. So I feel like this is like you going into your shell whenever there's too much worry. So I am feeling from this message that whenever you are worrying about money, try not to shut others out and go into your shell. I know that's like a self-preservation, like instinct of Cancers to go within and basically not bother anyone with their worries. But I feel like you need to be open at this time to receive your abundance. But let's see. Serena goes on to say, it then becomes more difficult for us to deliver your gifts. See, you need to be receptive to your gifts. You need to be open to your gifts. You don't notice your gifts or push them away, right? By closing yourself off, you push them away. God's infinite creativity means that your financial support will come in unexpected ways. One of the reasons why you worry is because you don't know how the money will be delivered. I have totally been there. I understand. You can release these worries by completely relying on God's wisdom and care. Notice your repetitive thoughts, feelings, and ideas. They are our way of communicating divine guidance to you. As you follow these divine directives, your supply comes to you on the wings of angels without delay or reservation. The more that you can relax and trust, the faster we can bring these gifts your way. I love that, Cancer. I hope you get lots of money this month. Don't we all want that, right? But I hope you get all the wealth and abundance and prosperity that life has to offer. So we have flexibility and the King of Swords reverse, so you could be dealing with a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. I almost said Aries, so for some reason you might be dealing with an Aries too. But when the King of Swords is reversed, this is someone who is very unmerciful. It's someone who is very unforgiving. It's someone who's really cold, like a bad judge or a crack the whip military general, right? So whenever the King of Swords is reversed, this is someone who lives by the law. He lives by logic. He lives by the higher law, higher order, right? So if you do X, then these are the consequences, right? If you do X, then you get Y. It's a very cause and effect type of person. So if you mess up, then you have to face the consequences. So this could be your energy. This could be you not being flexible, because we have flexibility paired with the King of Swords. It could be you shutting down, closing off, thinking X must lead to Y, this must lead to this. You know, I must do this in order to get this money. But flexibility, instead of being so rigid, because the King of Swords reversed is very rigid. The King of Swords reversed is very just unforgiving, right? Unmerciful. Upright, the King of Swords is very logical, very, let me see if I can, oh, you guys can see that, right? Yeah. Upright, the King of Swords is a very good, like, delegator, right? He can direct his, he can, like, outsource his, the things he needs to get done to the right departments. He can make sure that it's fair for all parties involved. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Spirit, could you give us further advice for flexibility and the King of Swords reversed for Cancer and all those who love Cancer? Spirit, what are the spiritual messages for Cancer and all those who love Cancer? Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Could you clarify flexibility and the King of Swords reversed, please? One more after this. For Cancer and all those who love Cancer, thank you. So we have the Three of Swords reversed, and we have the Three of Wands. So, if this is not your energy, then it looks like you might be a little heartbroken over an air sign. Again, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Or you might be at odds with an air sign, but I do see heartbreak. I see it getting better. So, first we start with you. You could also be dealing with another water sign, another Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, but I do feel like this is your energy. And you're just not feeling like yourself. You're feeling unromantic. You're feeling like not confident in your... It's like a lack of stability has made you like not 100%, right? You're not at your 100%, so it's like you can't invest in a lot of things emotionally, and so perhaps you were unmerciful, perhaps you were closed off, or perhaps you were dealing again with another person who is closed off or another person who is unmerciful. But, you know, this process has made you feel sad, because the Three of Swords is a card about grief, about loss, about heartache. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a heart that's been pierced by 3 different swords. Sometimes it can talk about love triangles, but it's definitely loss and grief and heartache. And I hate this card, really. Like, who likes this card? It's really sad. But, you know, we do have to experience grief and loss in this lifetime for this reason or that. You know, higher lessons, higher callings. In this particular deck, it has a more bitter energy. So it shows an old granny, and she's in her rocking chair, and she's sticking pins in a voodoo doll. You know, she's like, screw you, you broke my heart. And so she's very bitter. I'm not laughing. I mean, you could have felt this way to this person, right? Or this person could have felt this way to you. But there's a lot of resentment, a lot of bitterness towards this heartbreak, towards this loss. Whenever the Three of Swords is reversed, it's like you have experienced this pain. And in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's like the swords are falling out of the heart. So whenever this is reversed, it's like you're moving through that energy and letting go of the pain, releasing that pain. And that's really good if you are moving out of this energy, right? If you are no longer feeling hurt, no longer feeling heartbreak, no longer feeling sadness or loss. So you're moving into an energy where you are waiting for your ships to come in. In this deck, the Three of Wands shows a lighthouse and a man at the bottom who has 2 fire sticks in his hand, or wands, I guess, in his hand. And he, and there's a fire here too, but he is flagging the ships to say, you know, the light is out in this lighthouse, so the ships can't see this beacon, right, that's coming in. So he has to use his, he has to use his own fire to say, hey, ships, I'm over here. So after you have gone through all this pain, all this heartache, all this sadness and grief and loss, you might be feeling inside of you, you might be trying to wave this person in, right? You might be trying to signal to this person like, hey, I'm ready now. I've dealt with this grief. I've dealt with this loss. Or you could be waving in a new person entirely. I guess we'll know when we get to love, because this is kind of like love focused in the spiritual. I mean, this was money, but this is definitely looking like love to me with this Three of Swords. But in any case, you have gone through your pain, and now you are ready for new things to come in. Now you are ready for abundance to come in. Now you are ready for joy to come in. And you could also have experienced a loss in, like a financial loss that's put you off kilter, and maybe that ties into the heartbreak too. But anyway, you're moving into an energy where you can allow abundance, either materially or heart-centered abundance, to come through. And that's awesome. So it's a card about waiting. Waiting and sort of flagging others to come to you, right? Okay, let's move on to the money messages, and we have self-belittling with the Six of Cups. So you might be going back to a job. The Six of Cups is usually like, well, it could be memories, it could be a lover returns, but it's about going back to the past, right? Because this is money, health, and career, you might be going back to a job or because it's cups, and because Cancers are very artistic, you might be sort of thinking about like childhood dreams you wanted to do when you grew up, right? That didn't really manifest now, you know? Like when you were a little girl, you wanted to take pictures for National Geographic, and that sort of slipped away, and you still ended up taking pictures, but it's not like quite aligned with this childhood dream. So you might be self-belittling yourself. But perhaps that opportunity is coming back around. Whatever dream you had as a child, either you're thinking back on it, maybe thinking about how innocent you were with that dream, or, you know, perhaps an opportunity of that dream is coming back around. So let's see what your oracle card is. Your oracle card is strength, and it's strength reverse. So upright, we see a woman who, it looks like she has a peacock feather hanging down from her butt. She is sticking her leg out, and it looks like she's balancing one foot on like a cliff. This is taking a lot of determination and like physical strength. It looks like tone ballerina type of strength to like anchor herself on to this very narrow cliff. And on top of her hand, she's holding the world with a tree on top, so there's a lot of growth, but the world has got to be heavy, right? So this takes a lot of, like, I'm hearing contortionism, right? So upside down, there might be a lack of sort of contorting. And it's interesting, we had flexibility here, so let me read from the book for you. And with the reversals in this particular oracle, I like to read the whole meaning, because it gets like, it's just deeper that way. So it's more whole that way. So for Cancer, we have strength, and strength says, your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. Strength goes on to say, the strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The Strength card indicates that your desires are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off course of evolution. As the potency of your connections become more obvious, you are able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is in the process of finding a form to take. Ooh, I like that. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and reliance on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So keep that upright meaning in mind, because the reverse is probably going to be something a little more sad. So try to direct your focus to the upright to like turn it right side up in your life. So reverse strength goes on to say, when you see the strength card reversed, pay particular attention to your health, for this indicates that your body, mind, and spirit need strengthening at this time. Exercise, rest, and proper nutrition are necessary to keep you in balance. Don't deplete yourself through overwork, as now is the time to build your stamina. Perhaps you feel the bonds weakening in a relationship. If they are in danger of being broken, they may need repair. Attend to them before the burden gets too heavy. Be strong, face the reality of your relationship at this time, and give it your attention, for any fragile threads may give way. Let go of whatever robs you of your life force and trust that something better will take its place. So, you know, we do have this heartache, and sometimes when we are not in a line with our divine partner, when our relationships are out of whack, then the rest of us gets out of whack. And like, regular sex is good for our reproductive health, and cuddling is obviously good for oxytocin levels, and having a partner can ease bodily stresses because you don't have to exert so much work as far as like housework goes. You know, you don't have to work as hard as far as doing everything yourself. So if you are out of line with your partner, don't underestimate the physical toll it can take on you. If you are totally single, don't underestimate getting a partner to help you ease physical burdens, help you with your health if you're suffering from health problems. If you are suffering from health problems, then it might be good to find someone who's loving and caring around you. You know, to take care of you. And we also have the Six of Cups, so that could be someone from your past. Because this is a strong health message, I'm trying to get something that's unrelated to relationships, but there was a strong relationship message in that too. But anyway, it looks like relationships, you know, could be affecting your physical health, and being partnered is healthy. You live longer whenever you're married, and so relationships are important. Relationships help you. I can definitely attest to it, because for the past year, I have been experiencing heartache as well. I've been disconnected from my partner, and I have body aches and some physical challenges, so I definitely know. But Spirit, could you provide us more clarity with self-belittling and the Six of Cups, please? Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer, and their money, health, and career. Could you clarify self-belittling and the Six of Cups for me, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And their money, health, and career. Please clarify. Self-belittling and the Six of Cups for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Sorry, it all flew. Okay. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so again, you could be dealing with a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. The Two of Swords, and you have a lot of swords energy here. The Two of Swords is a card about choice. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a woman who is blindfolded and she's holding two swords, and some people interpret it as being blinded to the truth, so she doesn't want to make a decision, so she just blinds herself to all of the choices she has to make. Some people see it as either choice is equal. No choice is better than the other, so being blindfolded is like, you could go either way, right? You don't need to use your eyes to see where to go because it really doesn't matter. In this deck, we see a nun who has a baby on her doorstep, so she has to decide. I always get stuck explaining this card in this deck because it's like, of course she's going to choose to take the baby inside, right? She's not going to leave the baby out in the rain. But it always talks about choice. So perhaps the choice that she's faced with is, maybe the church is overcrowded. Maybe the orphanage is overcrowded. Can they take this baby? How are they going to get this baby to a good home? Who left this baby? Should she call the authorities? But in any case, the Two of Swords speaks of a choice. And what I'm seeing is an opportunity might be presented on your doorstep, and it might seem like a very scary thing because we have the rain and this crying baby, and a baby is very a big thing, right? It's a lot of responsibility. So being in a relationship seems like a lot of responsibility. Even though this baby brings a lot of joy, even though this baby brings a lot of blessings, this baby grows up and takes care of their parents, this baby, grows up and the parents are proud of this baby. So a choice that might seemingly be like, oh, this is too much for me, this is too much responsibility, can also render a lot of joy, right? So having to make a choice, but you're resting on this choice, and that's very good because we are dealing with a health concern. And in the book, it did say in Strength Reverse that you should get rest. So really, take it easy right now. Don't overwork yourself. I don't want you to, I don't want you to hurt yourself, Cancer. So make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. I know Cancers are night owls and don't like to sleep, but really you need to get your sleep. And make sure you stay hydrated and just take it easy on the situation. Next, we move into the Knight of Swords. Like I said, the Knight of Swords is a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. In this deck, it shows a centaur busting down a door, and usually the Knight of Swords is kind of a harsher energy. I think it's often misunderstood, but the thing with the Knight of Swords is this is someone with a calling, this is someone with a cause, and they charge forward. They are ready to save the day, they are ready to wield their sword and be that brave hero, right? But to others, it might seem like too much, whoa, give me a little more time on this. This is too much. This is too intense. I need some time to process this. I need some time to rest and think it over. But the Knight of Swords is ready to go, right? So that could be your energy. That could be someone in your life. If this Libra, Gemini, Aquarius is overworking you, if this Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini is pressuring you, make sure to tell them, make sure to communicate with them that, they're important but I need to rest on this. I need to gain back my vitality. But, I mean, if you leave a baby out in the rain, then it's going to die. But really, get your rest. And perhaps this Knight of Swords wants to take care of you, wants to, like, rush in and take care of this baby. If you're overworked and not feeling well. Anyway, let me move to love. I also want to say that it doesn't have to be an air sign. It could also be just having that energy of being swift and wanting to push forward and move in. But it's because they care about you. It's because they have that calling to help you. So in love, we have family paired with the Emperor. Ooh, I love that. So the Emperor is, this could definitely be speaking of fatherhood. We have a baby here. So for Cancers who recently had a child or who are already a father and dealing with children issues, then this could be talking about you. The Emperor is the ultimate masculine. He is, if you resonate with the feminine energy, then this is your divine partner. This is your divine masculine partner. So this is someone who is, you know, the baby daddy that you always dreamed of. He is the perfect husband. He's the perfect father. He is the perfect provider, perfect protector. He, again, is like all the best qualities of masculinity. So he's very focused. He's very driven. He protects those he loves. He provides for those he loves. And he makes sure that his kingdom is secure so that the ones he loves have all of their needs met. And if you could be dealing with an Aries. The Emperor represents an Aries. But if you're not dealing with an Aries, this is just that energy of fatherhood. You might also be dealing with your father in negative or positive ways. But let's see what the Whispers of Love has to say. I think it's interesting, too, because we have this little baby right here. But this fell out. I wanted to give you one more. But the first Whispers of Love says, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. So this could definitely be speaking of this fatherly, taking care, like being responsible for another life. Or even if it speaks of like not a father, it could be like husbandry, right? Of taking care of your partner, because this is the husband, the father. It's the divine masculine. So he who protects and provides. So, or maybe you need to take care of your man. Anyway, let's see. So we have do something for someone else, give your attention to someone else. We have a woman here, and there's butterflies around her and birds, and she's taking care of squirrels and bunnies and deers, and it's very sweet. She is like higher than they are. She has more authority than they are. So she is very mindful to tend to them and nurture them. Then we have rest and relaxation is essential, which is both of these, right? So the strong message for Cancers is to rest, man. Rest. We have, you could be dealing with a Pisces because we have like King Triton here, like a Neptunian feel, and we have dolphins up above, and I think this is a mermaid right here. Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take breaks. So, you know, Cancers do love to take care of others, and I am also getting the sense each specific Cancer will know, but don't overwork yourself trying to care for others. And if you need a break, right? If you're overworked, don't bend over backwards to, don't stress yourself out taking care of others, because you guys are very nurturing and very loving. And make sure you get your rest. But when you get your rest, you can take care of others, right? When you get your rest, when you're relaxed, you can nurture and protect and provide for others. So let's see what the extended messages are. 41. Do something for someone else. When we focus on doing something kind for someone else, we create an opportunity for our relationships to be re-energized. What can you do today to be considerate towards someone else in your life? Small things can have a big impact. I also want to say, too, that if someone is charging in and wants to help you, let them. Let them take care of you. Ask for help. If you need rest and relaxation, if you're sick, if you are overworked, overburdened, let someone take care of you. Don't always feel the need to take care of someone else. So for some reason I feel like that card is saying that too. But definitely definitely communicate if it's too harsh. Do something for someone else, goes on to say. Imagine how amazing your life will be if you give emphasis to do kind, loving things for others. So that's very sweet. And definitely, if you have the energy, do something kind for others. But that's not hard for Cancer because they're sweeties. Next we have 42, rest and relaxation. So rest and relaxation says, we are at our best when we balance all aspects of our lives. Love yourself and the people in your life enough to create an environment that allows everyone the opportunity to take care of their needs. When we are rested, we are at our best and able to fully appreciate all that life offers. So, I'm not going to beat a dead horse into the ground. I think that message is clear. Don't stay up at night. Get your sleep. Make it a priority. Make it like a spa thing. I know you guys love that stuff. You know, like, get the eye mask on and all your moisturizers in and make it like a treat for yourself to get some sleep. Put on like a meditation music, all of that stuff. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Spirit, could you clarify family and the Emperor, please? Family and the Emperor for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. I also want to say that if you are feminine, but you are identifying with this Emperor, it doesn't mean that you're less feminine. It just means that you're taking on the qualities right now of being in control, of being in charge, of having focus and direction, and being a protector and being a provider, and there's nothing wrong with that. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. What are the messages for family and the Emperor? For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. One more. For their love and personal life. For family and the Emperor. Thank you. We have the Ace of Wands, the Lovers reversed, and the Knave of Chalices reversed. So, you are feeling a little off kilter. You are feeling a little off balance. I feel like this is moving this way. So, the Knave of Chalices is someone who is, you could be dealing with a Gemini too. The Knave of Chalices is someone who, in this deck, he is walking through the desert. He's going through this long journey through the desert. And he doesn't see any water, but he knows that water is there because he sees these trees, and he knows that there's growth potential, so there has to be water somewhere. So he's using this stick to navigate his way through this dry, cold, or hot, but dry, desolate desert. kind of like a metal detector trying to find the water. So he has to use his intuition, he has to use his inner compass and his faith and his knowing to guide him to this water. And water represents emotion. It represents, love, joy, hope, faith, all the feelings we need to feel satiated within our heart. So he can't see anything, but he feels it, and he is using his intuition to guide him to those things. When it's reversed, it's like you aren't seeing it at all. You are feeling like your antenna is off, right? Like your inner compass is off, and like you're searching through this desert, and this growth seems like a mirage, right? This growth doesn't seem possible. But you keep searching, and it seems hopeless. Next we have the Lover's reverse. So you could have been dealing with breakup. You could have been disconnected from your divine partner, out of sort. Even if you are coupled, married, you could just feel like out of sync with your partner. That's unfortunate. If you're dealing with a Gemini, the shadow side of Gemini is that they are that charge. I think Geminis are like the chargiest air sign of them all, is they do like bust through the door and demand this or that. They can be like very bossy on their shadow end. And likewise, very unforgiving. Where was it? The King of Swords over here. So if you are dealing with a Gemini, then you may be experiencing their shadow side. And as a result, feeling a disconnect from your partner, feeling a disconnect from your divine love. It doesn't mean that, there's a breakup or that it's not meant to be. It just means that I see like a lack of communication, because in this card we have like kind of like a mediator. Or someone who is, what's that word? I'm hearing sanctimony. Someone who is presiding. That's not the word. Officiating the marriage, right? So we have this mediator between two parties. So you might need, and Gemini is all about communication, so you might just need the right communication to get more in line with your partner. Once that happens, it's kind of like, I feel like there might be this thing on your part, because we have flagging your ships to come in. So I feel like there might be this thing on your part to expect your partner to read your mind, and they're just not going to do that, Like they might feel what you're feeling. They might feel this growth through the desert, but they have no evidence of that. So I feel like this is going to take communication to be in line with your divine partner. And because we have the Emperor here, this is the guy who takes charge. This is the guy who takes initiative. This is the guy who takes action, takes directive, and is in control. So I do think it's going to be on your part. And we have the Ace of Wands here. And the Ace of Wands is, excuse me. It could be like a new rare wands in a love reading, or like sex, like it might just even take, like, pardon my French, fucking it out. Because Ace of Wands is like a new start, so it might be like a new like attraction, right? And you might definitely be dealing with an Aries, but I feel like it's going to take some initiative on your part to get your freak on in the bedroom and bring some equilibrium back to a relationship. But communication too. I don't think it's going to be sex alone. I think communication is key as well. Let me see the other messages I get. So, let's see. Keep a lookout for opportunities and like unexpected opportunities, because I think they're going to give you this like pep back in your step. I think they're going to put you back at 100% and make you more romantic and make you more like increase your sex drive, and but they might come in unexpected ways. Also, be careful if you don't want to have kids to use protection, because I see, even though we don't have the Empress or well, we have the Six of Cups, which is a child card, but we have a little baby here, so just be careful with this Ace of Wands and the King of Cups, or the Knight of Cups. Also, be careful of one-night stands, because one-night stands, I feel like you guys will get knocked up or knock someone up. If you're adopted, or if you felt abandoned as a child, I feel like you have an opportunity to come into your own. Or if there was some disconnect with your father, I feel like you are working through those emotions and like actually kind of stronger for it. Perhaps this is a person who taught you how to be a man through, like, his example was how not to be a man, right? Like, all the bad things of being a man. If you had a good relationship with your father, I think you're coming into your own as far as, like, all the qualities you admired in him, you're now experiencing for yourself. I know this is a very, like, male energy. I'm trying to, because we have the Emperor here, I'm trying to get, like, female messages. For the females, I feel like if you're working through father issues, you could be having breakthroughs within your mental and emotional life that are going to put you on a vibration that attract better men into your life. So that's really good. Really, really good. Okay, let's move on. Definitely resting from heartache is going to actually put you in touch with your lover. Bow, wow, 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 wow. I feel this for men. You could be blinded to how much you're hurting your, like, for the masculine energies. And again, this could be male, female. This could be straight, gay, whatever. Whatever. That don't impress me much. Sorry. I have Shania Twain in my head. I'm sorry, Cancer. Okay, so if you identify as the masculine energy, you might be like blind, because we see this these glasses and a walking stick. You might be blind to how much in pain your divine feminine is experiencing. You might be like unaware that she's so hurt. It could take a third party to kind of show you that, hey, this person really cares about you and you're hurting her. Nip it in the bud, sir. If you are the divine feminine, then perhaps you feel like the divine masculine just isn't seeing your pain. And again, I think the same message applies. Oh, you think you're special. Oh, you think you're something else. I am seeing that for a small number of you, I'm seeing that you're not looking at some sort of, like, there looks like a fire hazard that someone's trying to, like, warn you or rescue you from. Maybe not an actual fire hazard, but something, like, potentially dangerous that could set, you know, your tower on fire. But you are looking away and someone's trying to, I feel like someone's giving you a warning, so please be mindful of that. That's all I'm getting from that. I hope these were good messages, Cancer. Please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I love you very much. And like, share, comment, and subscribe. You are very important to me. I love you. I love you. I will see you next month. Bye.